Hello YouTube, this Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I really do. Time again for another knife of the day. Now, I should have 3 knives coming from Spyderco, brand new releases. Not the major releases that I'm looking forward to, but some real nice knives, hopefully by the end of this week. I'm recording this on a Wednesday. Of course, most of you watch in the future, so just go check the playlist and see what knives I'm talking about. I went crazy with my Chris Reeve knives. You know, at one point, I had 55 or 56 Chris Reeve knives, and I've been trimming my collection throughout last year, and I'll be doing a bunch of trimming in the next couple of months. In fact, I have 4 Pelican cases, 3 1500s and 1 1600, big cases full of knives. And why I trim is when they start getting full. Well, I just did something different, and that is I just purchased 2 Pelican cases, but they're real small Pelican cases, 200s. And they already have the knife spaces put in them, already made. And they each hold 21 knives. And so what I'm going to do, and I hope to use you guys' advice and comments and stuff too, you're going to be part of it, because I think, you know, I'm still trying to get a van, but before I go to the van, I think I'll be traveling in my car to places or something. I just want to get out there, guys, and share that experience with you. So I'm going to try, probably in the next 4 months or so, I say that and I just bought more knives, right? To get my collection down to 44 knives. And I probably have, because that's the question you guys would ask, I probably have close to 350 knives now of all kinds. Classic knives, brand new knives. So there's going to be, once I get to that point, there's going to be some trimming, major trimming. So we'll figure all that stuff out in the next 4 months or so. My birthday's in July 20th, the day they walked on the moon, and I turned 60, so it's time to make some changes, and we'll see what happens there. But I'm going to share all that with you along with a lot of my other collections like coins and stuff. Okay. I love when people comment going, well, it's been 3 minutes and he still hasn't talked about the knife. The knife of the day is the large Chris Reeve Inkosi. The large Chris Reeve Inkosi. This is the plain Jane. I purchased a lot of Inkosis that I have never owned before. One of them I did own before, and you'll see that, a small Inkosi, and we'll talk about that, but I just had to have it back. The others I haven't had before. Now, a large Inkosi Chris Reeve is not a new knife. As you guys know, I fell in love with small Inkosis. I never purchased a large Inkosi. I have purchased 2 of them. This is the first, a plain Jane Inkosi, and another one that I'll show you on another day. And I always start with a plain Jane Chris Reeve knife. I've had some people say, you know, I'm starting Chris Reeve and I'm doing an expensive inlaid. Great. I think you should. I mean, if you have the money and you've been wanting it, go for it. But I always suggest get a plain Jane first. That's the standard, right? And so while I was buying all of my Chris Reeve knives in anticipation of this truly trimming, so we'll probably have, I don't know, 5 sales or something as we trim down, 5 or 6 at some point. Knock wood. I may never trim down, but we'll see. There was an announcement that later this week, Chris Reeve Knives is going to announce the Sabinza 35. Sabinza 31, right? Sabinza 31. A brand new Sabinza, so I can't wait to see that. All the videos coming out of Blade. So that should be happening later this week. They're going to probably auction off some, do a numbered thing for $1 billion, and then they'll start being released to everyone else. So I figure it'll be probably 6 months to a year. But I'm really interested in getting one of those and sharing that with you. But here's a large Inkosi. Now, why have I waited so long after having 56 Chris Reeve knives to get large Inkosis? Well, I had 6 or 7 Sebenza 25s. And the Sebenza 25s, which have been discontinued since the Inkosi, I just didn't feel a need to get a large Inkosi, which is basically a 25. A couple of better things around the pivot. You can tell it's an Inkosi by the clip coming off of the lock bar. You know, some stronger things are happening, some better things with the Inkosi. But to me, it's just like a Sebenza 25. It really is, with some changes. But I looked through my collection, I went, whoa, I trimmed all of my Sebenza 25s. I literally did that. So you guys own my Sebenza 25 collection. And that's on one of the playlists as well. So you could go check that out, where I just said, here's all of my 25s. So I wanted to get a plain Jane into the collection of something like a 25, and I went, hey, I never had it in Inkosi, so I like to own things I've never had. So this is the large Inkosi from Chris Reeve. Inkosi is Zulu for chief. So this is the large Inkosi. You'll see a lot of new. I have one more large Inkosi, and you'll see a lot of smaller Inkosis as well. Just a wonderful knife. It feels like a 25. It's just like a 25. It feels great in the hand. You can see the hump right there as opposed to the regular 21. And of course, it has what the 25 never had, and that's a little Inkosi. There was never a small 25. But they do have the small Inkosi, of course. Oh, man. S35 VN steel, because, you know, Chris Reeve helped develop S30V with Crucible. And then he went with S35 VN. So most of his knives, if they're not Damascus, they have S35 VN. Hollow ground, drop point, as we've come to expect from Chris Reeve. 3.5 inches for the blade, 8.2 inches total, and it weighs 5 ounces. Of course, it has the Chris Reeve integral frame lock, which he created. 2 lugs, blue lugs. I get excited about the plain Jane. I really do. And you guys know I've handled super expensive Chris Reeve knives. I own some of them with wonderful Damascus, high-end inlays, all of those kinds of things. But whenever I pick up a plain Jane, I just love it. I do. I'm starting to... Why, Kevin, are you buying all the Chris Reeve knives? It's because I sold a lot of them in the trimming, and I'm so happy you guys bought them. It got me started with another collection, and that's cameras. I'm sick with those. I'll show you those over the weekend when I start talking about other collections on this channel. But I'm so happy to have this in my collection. A new knife that feels very old and homey and at home. Nothing's better than that to me. A new knife that feels old and has that homey feel inside. This is going to be corny, but I promised myself 35 years ago that as I get older, I'm not going to be afraid to be corny, because I'm one of those guys, you know. I can put my feelings in a compartment, and deal with stuff. And I always have as the middle kid. That's why we're Keith, Kevin, Ken. My older brother Keith, my younger brother Ken. I'm Kevin. We're all 2 years apart, and growing up, my mother, well, actually everyone, and because it's Kekeke, it sounds alike. They'd always get us confused. And so we could go down in the neighborhood and people go, Keith, Kevin, Ken. They just call us all three names. And when my mother got angry, Keith, Kevin, Ken, when she'd call, we knew who she was talking to. But she would do it too. And just as loving, just pure love, brotherly love. I don't know if there's anything stronger than that. I've never had a sister. And I, of course, have kids who I love, and now grandkids. I don't know if there's anything stronger than brotherly love. I honestly don't. Of course, motherly love, fatherly love, but oh man. Anyway, that's Keith, Kevin, Ken. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I was saying it just feels like home. And so I'm happy to have the plain Jane. I'm going to show you more Chris Reeve knives. Of course, we're getting some more Spydercos. And yes, we will go back to pocket dump deconstructions. I've got a whole bunch of new Schoen design pins, a whole bunch of other new stuff that I want to talk about. Check out my Instagram at Keith Kevin Kim, because I post a pocket dump every single day. So while I might not talk about it when we do these, it is on Instagram. I appreciate all of you guys. I really do. I know this is rambling, but man, I haven't had that much time to talk to you guys. I appreciate you all. Take good care of yourselves. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.